My beloved soul, have you ever wondered why some doors close before others open? Why certain paths become winding? Why life at times seems like a collection of random, unconnected events? I have seen you in your quiet moments, trying to piece together the puzzle of your own history. You hold the pieces in your hands, the piece of unexpected joy, the piece of loss that broke you, the piece of waiting that tested your faith, the piece of the meeting that changed everything. And as you try to fit them together, the image seems not to make sense. You see the empty spaces, the edges that do not connect, the colors that seem not to harmonize. And in your heart, a silent question echoes. What is the meaning of all this? Is there a plan, or am I just adrift on an ocean of chance? Today, I brought you to this place of stillness, not to give you one more piece, but to turn over the puzzle box and, eventually, show you the complete image that I, the master artisan, always had in my mind. What I am about to show you next could transform your life, because you will grasp once and for all that nothing, absolutely nothing you have experienced was by chance. Every laugh, every tear, every meeting, every farewell, every victory, and every apparent defeat, all was an intentional brushstroke in your masterpiece. What you called chaos, I called choreography. What you felt as a detour, I used as a shortcut for your maturing. And what you lived as an end, I designed as the start of your most glorious chapter. Your confusion ends today. Your understanding begins now. Before continuing the message, write this statement of faith in the comments. God's plan is perfect and good. By doing this, you are declaring your trust in the artist, even before seeing the finished painting. It is your first step toward the peace that comes from understanding. Now, continuing the message, I invite you to release your need to control the narrative. Just rest, and allow the author of your story to explain the plot to you. My precious soul, for the disclosure to be complete, I want you to visualize your life as a magnificent tapestry, being woven on a celestial loom. Throughout your walk, you were seated beneath the loom, looking at the work from the wrong side. What do you see from the wrong side? A tangle of threads, knots, loose ends, colors that seem to cross without rhyme or reason, dark threads of distress passing over the golden threads of joy, seemingly spoiling the design. From your viewpoint, it is a mess. It is a work without a master, without a plan. And I understand why at times your heart was anguished. You looked at the back of your life and saw no beauty, saw no purpose. But I, the weaver, have always been on the right side. And from my perspective, the view is completely different. I see the perfect design that is forming. I know that dark thread of loss which made you suffer so much was the exact outline needed to give depth and prominence to the flower of your compassion. I know that knot of a complicated relationship, which seems like a mistake, is what is firmly holding two important parts of your design, preventing your story from unraveling. I know that mixture of colors that seemed like chaos, in the end, will create a shade of wisdom that could not be achieved in any other way. What you felt as a flaw in the fabric was, in fact, my most refined technique. I was not absent. I was focused, with my eyes fixed on every thread, every loop. Every event of your life was a thread that I deliberately chose and passed through your fabric with a specific purpose in mind. You were not a victim of chance. You have been the canvas for my most beautiful and intricate work of art. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, I trust in the Lord. By doing this, you are declaring that you trust the weaver's vision, even when your sight was limited to the wrong side. It is your act of faith that allows me to continue weaving with freedom. If this message has touched your heart, and you wish to support this mission, click Super Thanks and help spread words of light, encouragement, and inspiration to many lives. Continuing on soon, I will bring you to my side of the loom, and when you see your life from the right side, your mouth will not be filled with questions, but with worship. My blessed soul. And why did your tapestry need so many dark threads, so many knots? Why did the process of forming your character require passing through valleys of shadow and furnaces of affliction? Because I am not creating in you a fragile beauty, but a glorious strength. Gold, to be pure, needs to pass through fire. The diamond, to shine, needs to be subjected to immense pressure. And you, my child, are more precious to me than all the gold and all the diamonds. I allowed the furnace of trial in your life to burn away the dross of self-reliance, pride, and fear. The heat was not to destroy you, but to purify you. And you emerged from this fire, not smelling of smoke, but shining with the purity of a tested and approved faith. I allowed the pressure of circumstances to forge in you the resilience of a diamond. Every time you thought you would be crushed, but remained standing by my grace, your inner structure became stronger, more crystalline, capable of reflecting my light in ways that a heart that has not known pressure could never do. I allowed the closed doors and the no's in your life as my pruning tool. Like the vintner, I needed to cut the branches that did not produce the best fruit, the relationships that drained you, the paths that diverted you, so that all your vital sap could be concentrated in the branches that will yield the most abundant harvest. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now. Thus, you receive more messages of light and inspiration directly to your heart. And before we proceed, let me guide you to something I have prepared to strengthen your faith even more. If you feel you need inner healing, spiritual reconnection, purpose, and prosperity aligned with my heart, there is a 31-day path waiting for you. Each day of this walk was created so I can speak to you more deeply and personally. If you wish to follow this path, the link is in the description and the first pinned comment. Now, let's continue the message. I, your God, am sending you a special sign. The sign you have been waiting for is in this verse, Romans 5:3-4, which says, "We also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope." This was your production line. Write in the comments, "I received this message and I am blessed," and send love and protection to the person you love, declaring that God's process in their life also has a glorious purpose. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a super thanks and help spread this message of light. Every distress was not by chance. It was an ingredient, and the cake we are baking together will have the flavor of eternity. My beloved soul, for this disclosure to heal and free you completely, we need to deal with the knots of bitterness that the wrong side of the tapestry left in your heart. Your misunderstanding of my plan at times generated a silent resentment in you, against the people who were the rough threads in your fabric, against life, which seemed unfair, and perhaps in the most secret place of your being, even a small frustration with me, the weaver, for allowing so many dark threads. Today, the light of understanding invites the cleansing of forgiveness. You need to forgive those who were the instruments of your pain. They were not the masters of the loom. They were only the threads that I, in my sovereignty, chose to use for a greater purpose. Releasing them from your judgment is your act of acknowledging that the true artist is me, and you need desperately to forgive yourself. You blame yourself for the knots, for your mistakes, for your imperfect reactions amid the trial. You see yourself as the clumsy weaver who spoiled the work. My child, you were never in control of the loom. You were the thread being woven. Your part was not to be perfect, but to be pliable in my hands. And you were. Even in your resistance, even in your failures, you remained in my hands. And that is all I ever asked. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you wish to forgive. Visualize each one, send them love, and say, "I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you." Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. This act of forgiveness is what unties the knots in your own soul. It is what allows the beauty of the tapestry, now shown, to bring not only understanding, but also a deep and lasting peace to your heart. You cannot rejoice in the final design if you are still bitter about the process of its creation. My precious soul. And what is then the grand design? What is the image that I have been weaving with so much care in your life? The image is you, in your most glorious, most authentic, and most powerful version. The purpose of every thread was not just to create a beautiful image, but to create a beautiful bearer of the image. Your unique history, with its unrepeatable combination of joys and afflictions, forged in you a set of qualities that are your exclusive treasure. Your pain gave you compassion. Your waiting gave you patience. Your struggle gave you strength. Your fall gave you humility. Your victory gave you faith. You are the sum of all of it. You are the tapestry itself, a work of art unique in all creation. There is no one in the entire universe with your exact pattern, with your combination of colors, with your texture. And this uniqueness of yours is not an accident. It is your greatest qualification for the purpose I have for you from now on. You have been comparing yourself to other tapestries, desiring their golden threads, envying their patterns. And in doing so, you dishonored my art in you. Your beauty is not in being like the others, but in being exactly who I created you to be. The disclosure I have for you today is that of your own inestimable singularity. I was not just weaving a story, I was sculpting an identity. And your identity is that of my masterpiece, created to show a facet of my glory that no other creation can display. Embrace your history. Embrace your colors, both the light and the dark. They are all part of your magnificence. Your life is not a rough draft, it is a finalized work and signed by me, the Master of Masters. My blessed soul, and what is the purpose of this unique tapestry of yours? Why did I weave you with so much care and so much detail? A masterpiece is not made to be kept in a dark warehouse. It is made to be displayed. And your life, from today on, becomes my art gallery. Your purpose, the reason why you lived everything you lived, is to become a living testimony of my wisdom and my redeeming power. Your story will become a map for others who are lost in their own tangles. They will look at your life, at the beauty and order that emerged from your apparent chaos, and find hope for their own path. You will become a curator of hope's art. You will have the authority, born of your own experience, to sit beside someone who is looking at the back of their own tapestry and say, I know it looks messy, I've been there too. But let me tell you about the weaver. He is faithful, he has a plan, and the final result will be breathtaking. To share this video with two dear people who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer of faith and hope. A simple Lord, may my story show your glory and give hope to many, is a prayer that aligns your work of art with my heart for the world. What the enemy intended to be your tapestry of shame, a tangle of failures and pains, I am changing into your standard of victory. Your biggest trial is becoming your most powerful pulpit, and your message will be your own life, an irrefutable proof that nothing is by chance in the hands of a God who is, at the same time, sovereign and good. My precious soul, how do you live, starting today with this new and glorious understanding? Your life changes from one of questioning to one of cooperation, from one of anxiety to one of worship. Your first practice is contemplative trust. Faced with every new circumstance, especially the difficult ones, your first reaction will no longer be why, but what. What are you weaving now, Father? What color is this new thread? What is the lesson? What is the purpose? You become a curious student, and no longer a rebellious victim. You learn the art of contemplating my hand in all things. Your second practice is gratitude for the wrong side. Start thanking me, not just for the obvious blessings, but also for the knots and the dark threads. Be grateful for the closed door, which redirected you. Be grateful for the trial, which strengthened you. Gratitude for the process and not just the result is the mark of spiritual maturity, and it fills you with a peace that cannot be shaken. Your third practice is to tell the right story. When you talk about your life, stop telling the story of the wrong side. Stop focusing on the chaos, the pain, the confusion. Start telling the story of my faithfulness, my purpose, the beauty that emerged. Your words have the power to solidify your own perception and build faith in others. Trust, gratitude, and the correct narrative. These are your tools for living as the masterpiece that you are, showing the glory of your Creator in every thread of your existence. My beloved soul, we have reached the end of our disclosure and the start of your new life of understood purpose. The puzzle image has been shown. The beauty of the tapestry has been evident. The why behind every event of your life has eventually been illuminated. Together, we saw that nothing was in vain, that every tear, every struggle, every weight was a necessary brushstroke in your masterpiece. We cleansed the last stains of bitterness with forgiveness, and you embraced your unique identity and your calling to be a testimony of my redeeming art. Now your life is no longer a tangle of questions, but a poem of grace. For my part, I promise you, I will continue to weave. Your story is not over. The most glorious chapters are yet to be written. But now, you will no longer walk in uncertainty, but in the joyful partnership of someone who knows the author's intention. Your part, my child, is simply to continue to be the canvas. It is to remain pliable in my hands. It is to trust the process. It is to live from today on, not as one who tries to understand, but as one who has already grasped the most important truth of all. That you are in the hands of an artist who loves you, has a perfect plan, and never ever makes mistakes. Leave this meeting of ours with your soul at peace. The pieces fit together, the image makes sense, and it is more beautiful than you ever dared to dream. If this message resonated with you and with your situation, write in the comments, "My entire story has a purpose in you, Lord." Your words strengthen your faith and also light the way for others who need this light. Share your experiences in the comments. And before we close, I need to guide you to something I have prepared, especially for you. I have seen your search for inner healing, for spiritual reconnection, for a new purpose, and for prosperity that comes from my hands. None of this is by chance. When your heart cries out, I open pathways. That is why, through this channel, I have set before you a guided 31-day path, a process where, daily, I can speak more deeply to your spirit. This is not just an ebook. It is a road to restoration, alignment, and growth, created to strengthen your faith, renew your hope, and open doors you never imagined. If you feel this calling, access the link I have left in the description and also in the first pinned comment of this video. Begin this walk of healing, reconnection, purpose, and prosperity today. I will be with you on every page, guiding your steps and illuminating your way. If this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving my word. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.